We've already rebuilt one part of Adelaide and one of a premiership. Now, it's time to rebuild the other half of Adelaide, Port Adelaide. Oh, this power team are going through a transition period. As well, the Ken Hinkley era is over. The Josh Carr era is here. In this one, Hugh Jackson, Dylan Williams, Travis Spoke, and Rory Atkins, they will not be at the club. For the new era under Josh Carr. Trade period is officially open. So we will bring Jacob Ware over to the club, bringing him over from GWS. We'll give West Coast a late pick for Rioli. We'll probably get pick 116 just to get Rioli off our books. He's retired in real life. Carlton. We'll probably just dump the Gold Coast Suns. It's pretty good giving Gold Coast most of our early picks. Pick 68 for Corey Durden. And then pick 104 for Will Brody. For the will of the Brody. Western Bulldogs. We'll probably swap future 7th round picks. Well, it says you've already gave enough players contracts. Are you still on our books? That we don't really need. I'm still thinking about who I have to offload. Oh, how about Radicalia? For future second, well, best of luck in North Melbourne. Radicalia. Well, we just offloaded Soto. Since we're not going to make use for him, well, we might as well just offload him. Might as well send him away to another club. We just promoted a few players off to the primary list. Well, hang on a minute. That's better. We'll also promote Josh Lay to the senior list. Well, that's 3 rookies already promoted. Let's hope Tom Cochrane can accept being promoted. We just promoted our mid-season rookies. Jacob Moss has been also given a rookie promotion. Is it time to also promote Benny Barrett to the senior list? We do. He's a senior listed player as well. Can we promote Logan Evans to the senior list as well? All you deal, senior list. He accepts. Oh, look at that. Port Adelaide have just set the record for most rookies promoted in one off-season. That is 6. 6 rookies we promoted. And we're still waiting for Josh Lay and Tom Cochrane to accept their rookie list promotions. Man, what an off-season. Now, could we see the deal to see Alex Scott move to Albert and Oval finally be accepted? Or will he likely be an SANFL player at best? 2-year deal. I think he wants $1 million. He accepts. With half his rookies getting promoted, might be time to offload a few more players we don't really need. We say goodbye to Vicentini. But hang on a minute. We've done enough dealing with Carlton today. We gave him Soto. Well, all we can say is hello. Well, let's say hello to Melbourne. Who will we give Melbourne? We'll give him Ollie Lord. Bloke doesn't know how to kick a footy. Vicentini. Josh Sin. We'll need some rookie draft picks too. Who else can we send to Melbourne that we don't really need? Well, we are sending away the epiphany of mediocrity to Melbourne. So we're going to have enough space to to get some rookie draft picks in. Well, my sweet Ollie Lord, best of luck in Melbourne. Next deal, we do a deal for Saints. We'll give them pick 3. For the one and only Nasiah Wanganeen Malira. Welcome to Port Adelaide. We got the Indigenous culture core of Jace Burgoyne, Jason Horne-Francis, and Nasiah Wanganeen Malira all dominating in that Port Adelaide squad. Next bit of business, the national draft. In real life, Port Adelaide were the first team in the history of the AFL draft to not even have a draft pick. Well, the last team who had done that was, basically when the West Coast Eagles just came into the comp in 1987, and also when the Crows came into the comp in 1991, were the last teams to not have a draft pick. Who did we dump? Well, the rest of our uncontracted players have been delisted. Fed licensed retired. Burton, McEntee, and Charleston, well, goodbye. We actually got 2 picks. As our first pick is number 63. As we'll just get Jack Watkins from our own program. And we've also got Jaden Stevenson, formerly of Collingwood and North Melbourne. And I think we've drafted Alex Van Wyck from North Adelaide in the rookie draft. It's new numbers galore over at Port. Well, we'll don the 15 Guernsey. I think we'll move Manny Liddy to the number 13. Moraz to wear up 11. Cochran will get 26. I think we'll probably give Jacob Most another 13, Guernsey. Alex Scott to get 46 for the power. And that is the final list lodgement for 2025. As we'll need 2026 to be a year of growth for the power. As we're up to May, we'll sim up to the mid-year draft. To see even new recruits have actually delivered. Well, they did deliver us a 7-3 record. We'll go with Adam Tomlinson as our rookie draft pick. We'll give him the 39. Let's see if the end result, if the car has actually resulted in a finals berth for the power. To see if the car really has started. Well, we do get 8th place. Not bad. Mead comes in. Oh my days! There's a huge injury list out at there at Port. We'll play Watkins. So close and yet so far. Only 11 points was the final margin. Well, the worst part for Port is, well, there are troubles. Adelaide won the premiership. Free agency's open. Let's see who's left. Star Club. Ollie Wines has retired. Xavier Walsh, Alex Van Wicked. How did Whitlock get delisted? That's just stupid. That's stupid mismanagement. That is stupid mismanagement from the club. Getting rid of the forward star potential in Jack Whitlock. That is stupid. Let me know in the comments on what do you think I should do with Zach Butters in this rebuild. Should I keep him around at Port Adelaide or should I let him go back to Victoria? Well, if we do let Zach Butters go, it could give us a huge haul of players with size that we may need. Sorry, Jack, we made a mistake. Right. Well, the trade period's now open for the power. Who will stay or who will go? Well, since we couldn't get far in the finals of this current group, the group has been here for a long time. Well, I think it's probably time to start afresh. It's time to start again. Well, the first one we'll be saying goodbye to is Todd Marshall. Then hang on a minute, we can't really deal with the Gold Coast Sun. So Gold Coast got enough key forwards. Anyways, let's do a deal with the Giants. We'll send Todd Marshall to GWS for picks 24 and 42. I think Todd Marshall's got a bit of a bad history with concussions. As we're looking to get Whitlock back at the club after his accidental delisting. Let's do a deal with Hawthorn. We'll send Zach Butters to the Hawks in return for... Oh, that's the biggest talk of the try period, Zach Butters. In return, we'll get Henry Hustwaite. He wants to get the hell out of Hawthorn. Will McCabe. Geez, Will McCabe's not even getting anywhere in this Hawthorn team. In the forward line, he can't get past Guxton, Charles, Lewis, Deere. He couldn't even get past Barrasso or Battle in this backline at Hawthorn. Well, we're saving you, Will McCabe. We'll get you. We're bringing you to another team. Henry Smith. Well, just to make this bloke got brought to Hawthorn in the previous off-season. Who else will we get in this trade? We need to get forward another key forward with size. How about Max Ramsden? Maybe not Ramsden. Maybe not Fox. And a future first. Just to bring Zach Butters to Hawthorn. Look at that. Port Adelaide's got a bit of a hole. Got a bit of a hole just for losing Butters. One man's loss. Well, it gets us 3 players. Alex Scott is just another Dan Houston. He's just another Dan Houston in this one. We get some picks from Collingwood. Deal accepted. Carlton. We need to get another key forward. Anyone? Let's go on and talk to Geelong. To bring Jeremy Cameron. Jeremy Cameron signed for Port. After we lost it. Well, losing Zach Butters ain't that bad after all. It got us Henry Smith, Henry Hustwaite, Will McCabe, and Jeremy Cameron. After all, overall, I think we actually won this. I think we're actually winning this off-season. Could we bring Tyson Stengel in to be a potential Zach Butters replacement? And I think we'll send Joe Richards to the Cats. Joe Richards has just been traded to Geelong for Tyson Stengel. And he used to play for the Crows. Well, that's going to piss the Crows fans off. Stengel playing it for their arch rivals, Port Adelaide. With Horn Francis, Wangani Malira, and Pale Pepper and Burgoyne. Well, we send Miles Bergman to the Saints as he wants to go back to Victoria. Oh, that is fine because, well, we could get Jed Buslinger as his replacement. Big 24. But Santa Cruz redoing yesterday, love, they won the premiership in 2026. Well, Paul's probably got a lot of contract on there to worry about, mother. Nothing to do with Zach Butters. That's why I was doing like a Port Adelaide rebuild to get like after Zach Butters. That's what I managed to, as around that time, I think Port ended up getting like almost half the Hawthorn staying just for Zach Butters. We'll just like advertise to be able to have Butters as their teammate, mother. Cairns basically got advertised rejects in Hunt, Huffley, McCain. Yeah, those two are pretty high rated, mother. Yeah. Would you like me to do that card a bit tomorrow? Yeah. Got it. Well, remember Jacob Blur? The one we got in the last off season? Well, I think he kind of turned out to be a bit of a fraud. We'll give away most of our early picks just to get pick 17 and Lockie Neal. Lockie Neal, he grew up as a Port Adelaide. He was a Port Adelaide supporter growing up. He stated if he wants to go to South Australia, he only wants to play for the Power, not the Crows. Can we get Tom Houday as well to come to Alberton? Another ex Crow. I think Porter kind of turning into a team of ex Crows. What an off season for Port Adelaide. We managed to pick up like 8 players just for losing one superstar. We managed to get 8 players, mostly with finals experience. And I just did Riley. I just let Zach Butters go back to Melbourne and play for Hawthorn. Zach Butters, he's now in the brown and gold. Next up, we do a deal with St Kilda. We'll give him Will Lorenz, Tom Anastopoulos, and well, a few picks. Just to bring in the young lad. That was frozen out of a St Kilda squad by Ross Lyon. He was one of the rising star contenders back in 2023. But since then, Ross Lyon basically kicked him out of their senior squad. And yet, the one I was talking about is Matthias Philippou. And just to think he had some rising star votes once upon a time at the Saints. He will look he's going to have a promising career at the Saints. Then he's been absolutely hated by Ross Lyon. You know what, Matthias? We're rescuing you. Welcome to Port Adelaide. And yet all of a sudden, I think Port Adelaide was actually just trying to rescue Philip out of the side. After he was basically frozen out of the squad by Ross Lyon. Wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going to Port next year. If he wants to extend his career. I wouldn't be surprised if Port Adelaide takes a gamble on him. I can't see the Crows taking a gamble on that Philip out. Because we don't really need him. Yeah, he's a big boy. And we don't really need him enough for like the Red Hot Chalet. Yeah, he might. He might be good for the midfield, Dad. He might be good for the midfield rotation, Dad. Let's see where Lee Kalia is these days. All players. Oh, he's a North Adelaide now, Lee Kalia. And a period's closed. Zing. Yeah, it's closed. The only one we had uncontracted, Burn Jones. Well, he's retired. We only got one pick in the draft, and that's number 16. I reckon we'll go Jonah Howe. He's going to be a great player with high potential coming to Port Adelaide in the future. Rookie draft time. So we redraft Jack Whitlock. And we got Legalia to go from North Adelaide to Port Adelaide. Passed away to left 14, Neil 9, Wesleyan 20, Philip Howe to get 29, McCabe 35, and Howe 38. Will 2027 be a better year for the Power? We need to target at least top 6. With this new look side. We're second place for a new look team. Mid-season rookie draft. Rouston. Well, the decision's clear. Port Adelaide are going with Harry Royston to give him the 41 Guernsey. Loss, win, win. Well, I guess Sparta's absence is not really felt over at Port. We're third on the ladder without him. Well, we nearly got it done at the Gabba. We finished 4th. Well, we got the qualifying final against the Crows. Well, Belthorpe and the Crows are just too good. we're back at Adelaide Oval for the next round of finals versus Hawthorn. Oh no. It's a bit of a dilemma. No Durden, no oh no. We don't have Durden or no McCabe. Well, that 2027 season was a bit of a fail. And well, I guess Zach Butters pretty much is. Looks like Zach Butters is pretty much at the last laugh. He got Hawthorn into the. He's got Hawthorn into the next round of finals, and kicking Port Adelaide out in the process. As season 2027 was a disaster for Port. It was a disaster at the end. We get Whitlock back on the primary list. Well, Tom Cochrane's been promoted to the rookie list finally. Dorlan Sweet's got a new deal. Oh, let's hope Leary signs for another year. We'll be able to do that. Shannon, I could be able to bring in a someone like a Marcus Bontempelli to Port Adelaide for this rebuild. All-year deal for Barry. Accepted. I want to bring some quality to this club. Lee has also been promoted to the senior list. Well, Lockie Neal did actually get some votes for Port Adelaide. Now we head to the off-season. We say goodbye to Jacob Moss and Jack Watkins. Rowland Anderson, they're likely going to stay at the Gold Coast Suns. Well, maybe 2028 might be the year we see Port Adelaide in the premiership window. Well, time to get rid of some dead weight again. We'll say goodbye to Benny Barrett, Josh Lay, Ewan McKin. Let not Lydia McKinley. We'll send another probably elsewhere. Maybe Willem Drow, pick 15. To get Marcus Bontempelli to come to Alberton. Now we're set to negotiate a deal with GWS. For Lockie Ash and Tom Green. In return, we'll send Liddy, McKinley, Ram, and Brody to the Giants. As Port Adelaide asked, well, they're doing a bit of a clear up as they're looking to go with quality over quantity for 2028. For when the club returns to the premiership window, well, we've swapped Zerk Thatcher to Fremantle for Josh Draper. He's a defender that showed a lot of promise. We're doing a swap deal with the Swans. Now, well, mate, well, maybe not. We'll need an upgrade. We'll definitely need an upgrade in the defence. Over. We'll definitely need an upgrade over Farrell. How about Quaynor for Farrell? You know, it seems we kind of done a bit of a loan deal for Zach Butters. As he's decided to, return to Port Adelaide. Well, this is a bit controversial. Zach Butters has just been traded back to Port Adelaide after 1 year in Melbourne. Zach Butters has basically decided he's kind of had enough of Melbourne and wants to go back to Port Adelaide. Next up, well, there's one free agent we could potentially sign, Jordan De Goey. Jordan De Goey has changed Centrelink Cup teams from Collingwood to Port Adelaide. Next up, we got the draft. We go with Adam Calhoun and Lincoln Mulclair. Next up, we got the rookie draft. Miguel Marsh, Damien French, Luca Grego, and well, how did you get delisted by the Gold Coast? I didn't get it. We'll give Butters his number 9 back. Give Cameron number 13 to give the Bont number 4. Could 2028 be the year we see Port Adelaide back in the premiership window? They've showed steadying signs of improvement. 2026, they made the top. They were back in the 8. 2027, they were back in the top 4 and lost to Hawthorn in the semi-final. Will 2028 be the year? We see the return of dominance see the return of Port Adelaide back into the premiership mix. We're still through to see if we can win. Well, it's been 24 years since Port Adelaide won the premiership. At this point, 6 on the ladder we finish. Can we beat the Eagles in the last round? No, we can't. Well, we finished 6. Let's see how we go on qualifying final day against on elimination final day against the Sydney Swans. For Barry and for Calhoun. Butters comes back in the squad. McCabe comes in. We've got Aaliyah. Not the poor Lee Kalir. Philip Powell gets picked over Mead. We'll get picked over Mead. We're going to Golly ahead of Durden. Got to get Henry Smith back in for some much needed height. Can this be a finals win at last for Port? Wow! They won a final! Yeah, we're still winning finals without it, with half these players injured. How many injuries do we have? A lot of players out injured. Which is a shame. Oh man, are we really gonna have to do another season of this? We're getting loose to Collingwood. There's got to be a way we can fix this. We just still can't win a final. It's another lost final for us. Create a new train. Let's talk to Collingwood. We'll give them Cochrane, Durden, Tomlinson. Ugh. What a fall off from Stango. He's 74 rated. Oh no, how's he this bad? Well, he turned out to be a flop. Well, he can go. He can go to Collingwood. In return, we'll get Bobby Hill. And the Dacos brothers. That is really going to piss off Pat. That's really going to piss Magpies fans off. Well, we've given Collingwood some of our dead weight. Just for the Dacos boys to join Port Adelaide. I think we're kind of building an all-star team here. Hall Francis has accepted a new contract. Because of his injury history, I don't think we'll risk Sampow Pepper for that long anymore. He's done his job. He was a great player throughout the years for us. We're moving on, and we now get Harley Reid to come to Alberton. That is enough. That is another deal done. Anyone we can get in free agency. How about Mason Redmond? Get him on a 7-year deal. Future first for Redmond, which the Bombers are happy to accept. That's our off-season basically done. Now we move on to the draft. Go with Ferguson. We don't have anyone in the rookie draft to pick. So 2029 can be our year. Oh, this is a premiership window year. If we don't win this premiership this year, something wrong with this club. So we don't take anyone in the mid-year draft. Send through to August. See if 2029 is the year we see a premiership return to Alberton after 25 long years. They have not been in the grand final for 22 years. Well, it's been 22 years since Port last made the grand final. Cautious to come in. I think Redmond's been a bit of a disappointment. Well, Bob's getting old, so we'll put Butters in instead. That's one of the ultimate sacrifices we'll need to make. Sorry to go, you're getting sacrificed. We'll need to make some sacrifices for the greater good of the Port Adelaide Football Club. Look at that! 153-point win in the qualifying final. That's got to be one of the biggest finals wins yet. It's the recovery from 2007. Go, 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 go. Will the club recover from what happened in 2007? Let's make Lukosius the backup right. Oh no! There's something wrong with Port Adelaide! Oh my days! Are we really going to have to go through another decade of this? There's no chance! This rebuild is taking forever. We're going to have to go through yet another year of this. It's not just the injuries that killed us. It's the depth that we've got. It's been absolutely shocking. Well, I don't think the Power really want Josh Shelley after what he said on his podcast all those years ago, saying that Power fans have got no teeth. And that's another deal done with this time with the Crows. Now for the Gold Coast Suns. We'll give them a future first. But Noah Anderson, Matty Rowell. Benny King. and McAndrew. We'll probably send Mitch Georgie. We'll probably send Jack Whitlock to the Gold Coast Suns. And I think maybe Christian Mraz. And how about we get Bailey Humphrey as well for the Power? Another deal accepted by... We've got... Well, surely 2030 is actually the year we see Port Adelaide get their premiership crown. This is getting a bit too much. Surely, well, this might be the last year of the premiership window for Port Adelaide. We got to take our chance in 2030. We have to. It's been 26 years now since we last won a premiership. At this point, last time we did it was 2004. At this time, even the Cries are forming a dynasty. Oh man, I think Josh Carr in finals. He's starting to look like Choco Williams from the 2001, 2 and 3 finals. Had a great team, but couldn't get it done. Surely this year is going to be the 2004 moment. Surely 2030 will be another 2004 for Port Adelaide. Lukosius comes in. So too does Butters. $51-point win over the Tigers. How are we 5 years in and we're still going with a flag? Prelim final 2030. We'll need to take this opportunity seriously. And not get too many injuries like we always do. "23 years too long. Port Adelaide are back in the grand final in 2030. The opposition is Richmond. We're dealing with the Tigers on grand final day. As this is our first grand final since 2007. Well, we'll probably get Port Adelaide the retro Guernsey for this grand final against Richmond. Anyways, we're off to the 2030 Grand Final. Will Port Adelaide, can we see a flat? Will flag pot happen?
Hello everyone, I'm Anthony Hudson. Welcome to Saturday afternoon football. We're live from the MCG. This is the Toyota AFL Grand Final between Port Adelaide and Richmond. These two teams have outlasted everybody. They've overcome obstacles and proved themselves to be the best two teams in the comp. But nobody wants second prize. The skipper leads his team out onto the field. Daniel Harford joins me. Who's your pick today, Harf?
Thanks, Hutto. I like the power. They've been the best side all year, and I see no reason to drop off them now. As long as they don't lose their nerve, they should be holding up the cup at the end.
We'll see if you're right, Harf. Thank you. Plenty of noise and excitement as we await the coin toss. The players motivate themselves throughout the pre-season with thoughts of being in this exact position. And now they've got to find the will within to take the final step to glory. The atmosphere is electric. The adrenaline is pumping. There's nowhere you'd rather be.
Hang on. Got 10-minute quarters again. Got to change it to 5 minutes. I've got to do every rebuild.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Hudson. Welcome to Saturday afternoon football. The players motivate themselves throughout the pre-season with thoughts of being in this exact position. And now they've got to find the will within to take the final step to glory. The noise is incredible. The stadium is heaving. Time to play. McAuliffe, Houghton. They're a big chance here. Armstrong. Was that a legal disposal? He's just dropped the footy and the ump has no choice.
He's not happy, but the call's correct.
Butters has found some space. No one can mark. Humphrey taken to ground. We've got a whistle. Umpire's ball. Sweet with the tap. Reed squeezes the kick. Not the required journey. You can't afford to do that too often. Mitchell, that's good work rate. Terrific tackle. The fans will be happy to see this. Didn't take the first option and he's been penalised.
Great pressure there and gets the reward.
Butters out of the congestion. Humphrey, he makes no mistake.
They keep moving the ball quickly. There'll be plenty more where that came from.
The power on the board early. Dius got his palm to it. Hustwaite does the roving. Step ladder time. Clever kick. That's a good option, and this looks promising. Ignoring the corridor for now. Butters! That one was always his. Mitchell didn't need to be asked twice. It's not a fair fight, and he's done for holding the ball.
Not enough talk out there, it seems. If he can nail this first shot at goal, he might just be in for a big day.
It's a deep kick. Danger averted, frantic defence.
That's smart play, really. There's no point taking unnecessary risks.
They've set up well for the kick in. Broad, all on his own. Slowing it down. Gibcus pushes into space and receives the footy. Broad. Dius displaying great endeavour. Layla gathers. He's drawn a crowd. They ask the question, but the umpire will have it. Sweet with a deft tap. Lines them up, makes good contact and puts it through.
That's a great way to open your account. His confidence will be sky high.
The Power have made an impressive start. Rucks go at it. Butters. Hustwaite just had to get it out. You can see their confidence growing. Gibcus is racking up spoils. Broad. Houghton. Draper. Well played. What's he got on offer? Takes the logical option. Mitchell. You have to be tough to play this game. It's been a lacklustre affair so far. Sweet wins the hit out. Reed. Butters. Met solidly. That can only be holding the ball.
It's a hot footy today.
The Tigers looking shaky early. Broad works hard to present. Waiting for someone to come at him. The kick lets them down. Goes long. Punched away. Butters. He's got it.
We all know how good a midfielder he is, but it must be tempting for his coach to let him spend more time forward.
The Power have made some start to the grand final. The two big men do battle. McAuliffe, Trezise. He's hit up the lead.
The Tigers are flat at the moment. Perhaps a goal here would energise them.
They desperately need this. Who's front and centre? Butler. He'll be picking grass out of his teeth after that. Looking for a quick transition. Good thinking and good execution too. They're moving the footy well here. The Power are bringing great energy. Lukosius on a lead. Rosie, what can he do with it? Dius accepted the invitation. Easy decision, the tackle was above the shoulders. McAuliffe makes position. He's generally a good kick. The Power have all the answers. The Tigers guarding the corridor. Butler. Anderson. Kicks to space. That's a strong mark.
Already some good signs for them with how they're trying to move the football.
Critical contest coming up. Gibcus. We've seen that before. Miller. The coach will start pulling out hair in a minute.
The Power have certainly looked a better side. They'll be hard to catch.
Good looking kick. That'll do. It's a goal.
He's causing all sorts of problems for them. They might need to make a change already.
You can't win a grand final in the first quarter, but you can lose one. Dius showing his skills. Edwards. Voss commands the footy. What's he got on offer?
I wouldn't put this past him. I've seen him do it before.
There goes the kick. It's online, and they've got their first in the grand final.
Can that ignite them? They haven't been playing great footy, but gee, they're not out of this.
They've broken the run of goals at the other end, but they need a run of their own now. Good ruck work. Reed. A quick getaway wasn't possible. They might be a little unlucky not to be rewarded. It was a fine tackle. Dius looking for territory. Houghton. Thumped away. Trezise. They are hunting the ball carrier. Rinse and repeat.
The Tigers are struggling to provide their forwards with quality supply. It might be time to shuffle the magnets a bit.
Absorbs the pressure. Some indirect ball movement here. In no man's land. Edwards. Throws it on the boot. Aliyah went bang. Gothard. The kick is precise. They're on point so far. Rosie in the clear. Reed blasts away.
The Power are working harder at the present time, and they're reaping the rewards.
Not his best. Quarter time, and one side will be happier than the other clearly, but there's a long way to go. Time to check in with Gary.
The Tigers have had less of the footy, but somehow they've had less tackles as well. That tells me they're not working hard enough, and that will have to change if they're to mount a challenge.
Thanks for those observations, Gary, as we get back underway. Dius wins it out of the centre. Trezise. Houghton. Good penetration on the kick. They must tidy up their kicking. They're playing with purpose and poise. Manages to find a teammate. Honours the lead. He's got an option in the centre square. Lukosius. Butters. Into the action again already. Philippou. Working hard and presenting well. Georgiades outbodied his opponent and took a ripper.
He hasn't got his name on the goal scorers list yet. Here's a good chance.
For a flying start to the term, it's online. He's drilled it.
That was reminiscent of Tony Plugger-Lockett, the way he used his body, then went back and put it straight through the middle.
It's all gone to script for them so far. Plenty of work ahead, though, as we restart. Dius got his palm to it. Edwards. Trezise. Doesn't often waste it. Mitchell uses the body well. Here's the vital kick inside the 50. Reed heads them off at the pass. Aaliyah. Draper doing what he does best. Hustwaite competing fiercely. Butler. Great tackling technique there. Dayus punches it out of the ruck. Edwards. Trezise hunting the footy. Mitchell dangerous to leave on his own. This ought to end in a goal.
He kicked the last one pretty well, so he'll be confident here.
Going for his second, it's not his best. It always looked likely to threaten the post.
I think he was committed to taking a shot before he even received the footy.
Looking for a quick transition. Andrew presents in space. That's skillful. That is very charitable. The defence has fallen down. Happy to concede a behind.
They've got an opportunity here to get the ball down the other end quickly.
No time like the present. Andrew can keep it moving. The Power are playing some great footy. Wanganeen Malira has found some space. Anderson has it on a string. He's having a ripper, although that's not his best kick. This is good ball movement. What's he got on offer? That might attract a pack. Miller tries to spike it out of the danger zone. Humphrey, right place, right time, goal.
The Tigers have to try something different, or this game could be well gone by half-time.
The Tigers are really flat. They need to energise quickly. Good ruck work. Butters, Dacos, Rosie, Hustwaite looking to extend this margin. Broad with the big fist. Dacos. Anderson, a model of consistency. That's great footy.
He can put the finishing touch on a fine passage of play.
He's got it done.
The Tigers need to reset, but I don't think they can afford to wait until half-time.
The Power, with 3 in a row now, they're playing well. The big men fly. Butters, Hustwaite, runs onto it and can drive them into attack. Dacos, Rosie, he's having a crack. It's online. He has absolutely flushed it.
It's always good for the confidence to see that first shot go straight through.
The Power look in the mood to dish out a real hiding here. The big men fly. Hustwaite, Dacos delivers a long ball. Butler is the man on the spot and he's marked.
Well, there's one side working hard at the moment and the other side just sitting back waiting for their teammates to do the work.
They're inspired. This will be another one.
That was a bit too easy. The ball movement was excellent, but not great pressure.
The Tigers are buckling under the pressure. The big men fly like Batman and Robin. Houghton, he's been busy so far. Good disciplined defence. The distance is the only problem. He's put it through.
He has produced a clinical finish there to cap off a terrific passage of play.
Maybe there's a glimmer of hope. Just a glimmer. Smith slaps it out. Hustwaite leading from the front. Dacos. He's drawn a crowd. He couldn't get rid of it. They wanted holding the ball, but nothing doing. Smith got his palm to it. Hustwaite. That was almost handed to him. Caught. Dropped it like a hot potato. Good thinking and good execution too. Dayus. Kalina. Houghton. Leans back and drills it.
You wouldn't think they could win the game, but they might just make them a little nervous.
They've pulled a couple back now, but there's still plenty to do if they're going to get back into this one. Dayus, the winner there. Hustwaite, you can't question his commitment. Rosie, Dacos, it's a good old-fashioned coat hanger. Key contest coming up. Butters has marked in front of goal. Can he finish it off?
Straight in front, should not miss.
Set sail for home, and he has delivered.
There's not much this guy can't do, and he's right in the thick of this contest, as he almost always is.
It's not over yet, but it might be soon. Dayus wins the hit out. Houghton, Dacos threw himself at it. The Power have won it back. Humphrey under pressure. Sweet lines them up, makes good contact and puts it through.
They might want to tighten up on him. They gave him too much space on that occasion, and he made the most of it.
The Power with the past 2 goals. Dayus showing his skills. Edwards, Houghton, Kalina. He's not one to take a backward step. They're going hammer and tong. Voss working hard and being rewarded.
The Tigers with a late chance.
Going at his second. Disciplined defence called for and provided.
That's smart play, really. There's no point taking unnecessary risks.
Looking for a quick transition. Gothard marks in the back pocket. Finds himself in space. The Power have winners everywhere. Dishes it off. He had one thing in mind there.
Assuming it wasn't a skill error, that wasn't well disguised. This will be a great goal if he can kick it.
He hasn't hit the scoreboard yet. He has now.
He's usually very accurate, and that was no exception. Great play.
Half-time, and I think we're all stunned after that. One team is playing terrific football, and the other, well, they just haven't got going at all. Gary's back. What's caught your eye, Gaz?
The Tigers have been giving the ball back a bit too much. It's been a combination of poor skill execution and poor options, but they need to iron that out because they're undoing some of their good work in winning the footy in close.
We'll see how it plays out. Thanks, Gary. The big men fly. Hustwaite, Butters. He just keeps racking up disposals. Humphrey, he's taken a beauty.
They just haven't had an answer for him, nor many of his teammates, to be fair.
He's right on his distance. It'll be a close thing. Georgiades in the goal square takes a beauty.
To finish off the good work.
He completes the formalities.
I think we might just have our premier.
The Power on the board first after half-time. The big men fly. Hustwaite, Reed looking for 2 in a row. Draper making his claim for the Golden Fist Award. The umpire says he made an attempt to get it out. Dayus with the tap. Houghton sharks it. Kalina. Loose ball on centre wing. That's a legal disposal, isn't it? Voss, he's been a shining light. Draper runs onto it. He ran into a brick wall. Does well under pressure. Schoenmaker needs a good decision. He's hit up the lead. Delivers it inside 50. Thumped away. Armstrong does the crumbing. He's run into trouble. Hasn't seen a lot of it. McAuliffe has a vice-like grip.
He's batting at 100% so far.
You'd think he'll kick this. You'd be wrong.
You can't afford to miss gettable shots against a good side when you're already behind.
Looking for a quick transition. Andrew with a chance to relieve the pressure. That's well played. Sizes up what's ahead. It wasn't the best kick, and we'll have a throw in.
Dominating the disposal count doesn't always translate on the scoreboard, but it is today.
Smith showing his skills. Layla misses the target, and it's out of play.
Gary, what's caught your eye?
The Tigers have only got two problems. They're not winning enough ball, and they're not using it well when they do.
Smith palms it down. Mitchell with a flying shot at goal. It's good.
Can that ignite them? They haven't been playing great footy, but gee, they're not out of this.
The Tigers with a much-needed goal. The two big men do battle. Hustwaite, Reed, Anderson. Takes the logical option. Butters steps inside the 50. We know how good he is, and he knows it as well.
They've been consistently able to find avenues to goal through quick and direct ball movement.
The Tigers might need to crack open plan C in a minute. The big men fly. Algier onto it in a flash. Houghton. Aliyah is proving hard to pass. Well-weighted kick. Algier leads his opponent. Can they make some inroads here? Yes, they can. That's good footy.
The Tigers have done well to stabilise, but at some point they need to apply some scoreboard pressure.
The Tigers need to follow that goal up. Smith palms it down. Houghton kicks to space. Who can run onto this and pump it forward? Algier, Broad, Edwards in the clear on centre wing. He's been industrious. Kalina just had to get it out. That's a bit of a waste. They cannot keep him quiet. In no man's land. Miller wins, and he needed to. They might be a little unlucky not to be rewarded. It was a fine tackle. Dayus palms it down. Edwards. Kalina. They are hunting the ball carrier. He didn't break stride. The Tigers moving the ball well. This is much better. Who's front and centre? Gothard. Blasts away. Taking out some frustration possibly. Layla. It's a good old-fashioned gang tackle. They appeal for a free kick, but will have a stoppage. The two big men do battle. Couldn't burst through. Edwards. He's everywhere at the moment. Kalina. Marks. Will he go the bomb? Smiley. Here's a chance for a couple in a row. They're not back in it yet, but at least they've stabilised.
Not much has gone right for them today, but that was a great passage of play.
We wondered if they were going to kick into gear, and they finally have. The two big men do battle. Algier, Houghton, cops some unwanted attention. Feeling the heat. They have absolutely spifflicated him. The umpire whistles for a ball up. Dayus punches it out of the ruck. Houghton, Mitchell gathers in the centre square. They are tackling machines today. Sloppy disposal and a turnover. Dacos, Rosie, Draper. Is anyone home? Gibcus got a fist in. Miller is cool under pressure. That's a strong mark. Tidy ball. They've opened them up here. Drives it inside the forward 50. Smiley. They've worked it well. He will surely make this count.
The Tigers are just hanging in there. They sorely need a goal.
It's not the best kick. Has he done enough? No.
Now that's a Barry Crocker if I've ever seen one.
They've set up well for the kick in. Andrew can keep it moving. Probing ball. Smith on a lead. Got a little time here. Dacos. It's no place for the faint-hearted. The umpire says he had no prior. Smith wins it down. Good ruck work and good roving too. Anderson. The umpire's there to remind him that you must make an effort to keep the ball in play.
That's the risk you run when you flirt with the boundary line. He's 1 from 1 so far.
Not a great kick. Smith was quick to judge the fall of that ball. They're playing with purpose and poise. Gothard has found some space. Can he hit a target? The Power are out of trouble. Delightfully done. Lewis, Wanganeen Malira. He's set upon. They've bottled it up. It's been a great duel between the two big men. Reed. Broad has it now on centre wing. The Power guarding the corridor. Three-quarter time, and this one is almost decided. One team very good today, and the other certainly below their best. Gary's with us again. What's on your mind, Gaz?
The Power are on a roll. They've been on top in a lot of areas, but the precision and speed of some of their ball movement has really stood out. You just wonder whether we're going to see a meaningful response or whether the tone is now set for the rest of the match.
Good on you, Gary. Thank you. The big men fly. Edwards, McAuliffe under pressure. Algier, Smiley is a beacon in that forward line.
Got to kick this one to give them some hope.
That's not going to be a goal. Taking no chances there.
They've got an opportunity here to get the ball down the other end quickly.
Trying to catch them out. Gothard marks in the back pocket. Sizes up what's ahead. Edwards picks off the pass. Just needs an accurate kick now.
He'll be their 8th individual goal kicker if he's successful.
Big chance here. They need it, but he's missed.
They might lose the game, but they're finishing full of running.
Looking for a quick transition. Quality delivery by foot. That's skillful. Honours the lead. Clever kick. Well played. The Tigers have denied them the corridor. Hill pushes into space and receives the footy. Humphrey, dangerous to leave on his own. Doesn't often waste it. Alarm bells are ringing. Drives it deep. No one could mark. Miller, no easy exit. Harassed into an error. Broad, if he thought he was getting away, he was sadly mistaken. The lift doors closed on him and he's gone.
His annoyance can only be with himself for a lack of awareness. To push the margin beyond 30.
He hasn't kicked a goal today and he still hasn't.
That's a rare miss. They've been deadly accurate today.
They've set up well for the kick-in. Schoenmaker, all on his own. Conservative kick. What can they muster from the back half? McAuliffe has charged into space. Good thinking and good execution too. Schoenmaker takes the safe option. He's off. The Tigers finishing strongly. The coach will start pulling out hair in a minute. Butters works hard to present. Hill makes position. This will go very wide. Anderson gets to the front spot. The Power look well drilled. Philippou has a vice-like grip.
This deserves a goal. Should be a goal.
Is that the grand final? Port Adelaide are premiers.
The Tigers are going to come up short despite giving it a red-hot crack.
The Power have one hand on the cup. Dayus has shaded the ruck battle despite the scoreboard. Kicks laterally, anyone's ball. You asked for it, you got it. That's a great tackle, and it's been rewarded.
It's a hot footy today.
Edwards. He's so good in close. Armstrong. The need is pressing, and he delivers with a sublime finish.
They've got to find a way to get him into the game. We know how damaging he can be.
The Tigers need to back that up and generate some momentum. Smith wins it. Butters. He's under close attention. Rosie. Anderson in the thick of it as ever. Butters. What a game he's played. Punched away. Schoenmaker. Broad. Caught. Dropped it like a hot potato. Dacos. Algier is calm in a crisis. Butters. All's well that ends well. In he goes.
They just haven't had an answer for him, nor many of his teammates, to be fair.
As simple as it gets.
That's what happens when you leave players in space inside 50. It's going to hurt you on the scoreboard.
The Tigers need a miracle now. The big men fly. Butters. Could he be the Norm Smith medalist? Wanganeen Malira. Hill has some attention to deal with. He wouldn't take no for an answer. Georgiades. Butters. The fans will be happy to see this. Their appeals have fallen on deaf ears. Good ruck work. Reed had some assistance. Anderson, Hustwaite, Butters, kicks for goal. It's a lovely looking kick. He's drilled it.
They've shared the load really well, and it's one of the reasons they're right on top.
This is how you play a grand final. Dayus wins it down. That's a bruising tackle. The Power are giving them nothing. Dayus with the tap. Edwards. Layla gets the kick away. Broad normally delivers. Time for the Crummers to go to work. Gibcus. This is more positive. Kalina. Will he look for a target or go himself? Voss has it within range. Golden opportunity here.
Would be an understatement to say they need this.
Looking to pull one back. That won't do it.
That passage of play deserved a better finish.
Trying to catch them out. Gee, they're playing well. A chance to clear now. The Power have winners everywhere. Searching kick. That's an impressive mark. Picking their way through. Rosie is hard to beat one-on-one. Georgiades. Humphrey drops into the hole and marks.
This is what he gets paid to do, kick these goals.
Humphrey, they still haven't woken up to him, and he gets another.
He managed to find some space, and he was never going to have a problem converting from there.
The sting's well and truly gone out of this one. Dayus. He's rucked superbly in a losing cause. Houghton. Aliyah is racking up spoils. The Power are finishing with a wet sail. Draper working hard and being rewarded. Rosie with a chance to relieve the pressure. That's a good option, and this looks promising. Sweet can keep it moving. The Power are premiers. These players are absolutely spent, but the adrenaline is surging through their bodies as they soak up these precious moments. What were the main differences today, Huff?
The Power were challenged early, but it never really felt like they were going to lose today. Their stars stood up and led the way, and every player played their role. It's a true team performance that's given their season the reward it deserved.
Okay then, I'm sure we'll be hearing plenty more in the next couple of days. Thanks, Harp.
What a way to finish up season 2030. Port Adelaide have won the AFL Premiership. That's the end of this rebuild. Which rebuild should I do next with the new trades and draft picks?